Hey, so I'm back and I'm going to share some more of my experiences with this whole situation after my husband was killed and after the orders of protection were filed. They had filed a small claims case against me, and after probate was petitioned to be open. I'm going to go back a little bit. This is before they showed up on March 13th and via Zoom, and before they showed up at my house on March 16th after they were told not to come near me or by me, which you can refer to in the previous video. I'll put a link down there to it. It's a long video, so maybe I'll put where I refer to these incidents in it. But I'm going to bleep the name of the talk show, the person who called from the talk show, as well as the person who called the talk show's name out. I'll probably bleep my name out too. Whatever. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, well. So I'm going to first share the voicemail that I was given, and then I'm going to read what was sent to the talk show. All right, give me 1 second.
Hey, how you doing? This is from my number. Had written into our show, and I just talked to her, and she gave me your number. So I just wanted to talk to you for a couple minutes. So when you get a chance, if you can give me a call back, I'd really appreciate it. Once again, this my number is. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.
So this message was on March 1st, and I mean, I didn't have to, but I did. I called them back. I left a message and told them that there was no story here and that if they had any questions, they could give me a call back. Never called back. So again, this was months after my husband was buried in December. Then you have January, February. Okay, it was March. It wasn't that long. Like I haven't had a minute to grieve. So now I'm going to read you what was sent to the talk show in order for them to reach out to me. And I'm not going to say their name. I mean, they're for entertainment. And you can only guess what few talk shows are out here that are really for entertainment that would call about a situation like this. Again, it's ridiculous. Okay. And again, so take note here too. So this was used for the orders of protection case in order for them to try to not get an order of protection against them. So all the things that they tried to use in court were things that they were doing to me. Nothing that I was doing to them, which again, it just tells you where their minds were. Okay, so I'm going to read it. In order to avoid future lawsuits and continuous frivolous and baseless lawsuits, I'm unable to disclose the information that is in these messages, as after further research, I did discover that these messages actually weren't formally submitted for the court case. However, I am able to discuss parts of this that are related to the small claims case, as it is in there as well. So they claim that my husband did not have a funeral procession, that I left them in the funeral procession, and that we were early to the cemetery anyway, so everybody could have waited. So for one, my husband did have a funeral procession. I was in one of the first vehicles in the limo, and everybody knows after a funeral service, they tell you where to meet and where to line up in the drive to the cemetery. So my husband did have a procession. Second of all, I did not leave them. Again, I wasn't driving. I was a passenger in the limo. And then at the cemetery, again, there was a time frame set. We were late. There were actually other burials going on before us that had not cleared out yet. So we had to wait for them to clear out before we could proceed to my husband's burial site. So we were there late, not on time, and then we had to wait additional time because there were people there that were finishing up a burial, and they actually had things there that they weren't supposed to have. But again, everybody doesn't follow the rules, and we were impacted by that and had to wait extra time to bury my husband. Okay, so then they reached out to me on March 1st. Okay, so to address what's in here. First of all, I told the detectives everything I knew about what happened. Second of all, my husband's movements, and I'll get into that later, she has spun a whole entire story about my husband coming back to the house and then leaving back out, and how I had something to do with it, about him coming home. Again, people aren't in our relationship. People are going to spin their own stories as they will. Not my business. And also saying that, where's the other one? That my husband was going to leave me in what she said, a few days, any day. My husband and I were never separated, never getting a divorce. So again, they're spinning stories, and people in relationships, I know we vent to people, and we vent to people who we seek comfort in. And sometimes the people that we seek comfort in aren't the right people that we need to vent to. That's just out there for everybody, because some people will use it against the people. No matter what you go through in your relationship, unless you are being abused, you're being hit, any type of abuse. I'm not mental abuse, emotional abuse. I am not for that. But if you and your partner, your husband, your wife, if you guys are going through things, you don't have to let people all the way into your business. And not saying that we had stuff going on, not saying that we didn't, we did. But when you vent to people about like little things, it might be better for you to ask questions and opinions about what people think that you should do, and not give necessarily specifics. You talk about how you feel. You ask maybe what you should do in a situation. Because again, people that are not for you and are rooting for your demise are going to use things against you and your spouse, and they are going to hold it. Now, we have some people, like my family is awesome, that you can vent to. They will put no judgments on anybody. They're going to accept the person that you love, unless it has to do with abuse, because we're not doing that. Nobody need to go through that. Then you need to go tell somebody. You need to go tell it all. Okay? And then the other thing, I don't know what she's talking about. Saying things I shouldn't say, doing things I should. I wasn't doing anything but not talking to them. And the things that I was saying, you know, when people talk, you try to get information after somebody is killed. There were people there. My goal was to try to get as much information as I could. I'm a calm person. If people are comfortable talking to me, come talk to me. I want to know stuff. And I'm going to come at you so you can do that. I'm not judging. I don't do that. I mean, except in this situation, I mean, I'm not judging. I'm telling you what happened. I'm telling you as it is. I'm reading it word for word. But okay, so that was on March 1st, right? And the detectives, I was never a suspect. All these crime shows are. I was never a suspect. I can't even get the word right. In my husband's killing. The detectives never asked me for a lie detector test because, again, I was never a suspect. I wasn't there. I was nowhere near him when this happened. I was at home with my daughters in the bed. Never. I actually went down to the detectives and I spoke to them. They told me what was going on, told me what they knew. And of course, the detectives are going to tell you, people are more likely to talk to you than they are going to talk to the detectives or the police. And again, this is because of what's going on in our community. The snitches get stitches. Don't talk to the police. That is rampant in our community. And everybody knows that. They also try to use that against me. But you playing, because I'm like, you grew up in Chicago. You know better. Like, come on. It's kids walking around here. They don't want to tell that people are bothering them because it's snitches get stitches. No, that's no, we're not doing that. Okay, I'm sorry, I digress. But so then on March 5th, she reached out to them again. So this again is a follow-up to the previous message, and again, I can't disclose the content of the message because they never submitted the information formally for evidence in court. When somebody is murdered, they're targeted. I don't know if my husband was murdered or if he was killed, if it was just a homicide. We don't have that detail. Okay, anyway. Again, this is part of the message, the end part of the message, so I cannot disclose it due to not wanting to have any more legal issues. So this is stuff that they're trying to use against me. And again, this is for the orders of protection case. But this is just further proof that they are continuing to harass me. I've never been a suspect. Never. Like, and then all these stories that they're coming up with and telling people, that's harassment. But again, I'm just here because I want to spread awareness and let people know, like, the difference between people grieving and the difference between people having a vendetta against you, holding a grudge against you, and just being, I mean, that's just downright, it's dirty. It's idiocy. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. I mean, they're people that are unhinged, and I'm going to keep throwing that word out there because, again, this is the most ridiculous stuff that I have ever went through. I don't do drama. Try to live a drama-free lifestyle as much as I can. Don't judge people, and I'm out here trying to help people as much as I can. I'm a peaceful person. Always been quiet. I stay as calm as I can, but there are certain lines with me that you cannot cross. You cannot cross certain lines and then think you're going to get back. They didn't like the fact that I set boundaries. And if you don't respect my boundaries, it means that you don't respect me and you're not respecting people in my family. I'm not going back and forth with you. I can give people the coldest shoulder that you can ever feel. I don't have to talk to you again ever in my life. It makes no difference to me. So again, I think that some people also need to go with that. If you have people that are wishy-washy, people that are one way the next time, leave them alone. Get them out of your life. You don't need that stress. You don't need that drama. You don't need that questioning of your own thoughts, your own feelings. Get away from those people. Don't let them back in. You need to forgive them for yourself so you can let it go. But you don't need to give people grace. Let them go.